I know no matter what state Hunter x Hunter Net Impact releases in, I'm gonna enjoy it immensely. Yeah, I'll pick a super cheap team, I'll hit people with some of the most degenerate, grimiest setups known to man, and I'll probably win a few tournaments for it. And hell, I don't even mind the graphics. You know, I know they're getting memed on Twitter, 3DS graphics or PS2 graphics or whatever you want to call it, but it seems like most hardcore fighting game fans like myself don't mind. But I have concerns for just how long I'll be able to play this for. You know, I see too many parallels between two other games that I really liked, DNF and MVCI. I think Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was honestly like one of the most underrated games of all time. One of my favorite games. It's super fun, but I had to stop playing it after like 4 months because the game died out almost immediately. And I think it's important to look at the Steam charts. Yeah, I know you guys might meme and be like, oh, don't look at the Steam charts, but surprise, this stuff actually matters. So I'd say anything below like 100 players is basically a Discord fighter. You have to find people in Discord to actually fight against. And it took Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which released in August 2017, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months for it to become a Discord fighter, to the point where this game didn't even make one Evo. There was just so little momentum behind Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that the game was literally rejected in Evo, even though it has the Marvel vs. Capcom title to it. But back when this released in 2017, it was the best Capcom netcode / network infrastructure to this date, right? So Street Fighter V was out, but that netcode was trash. All the other previous games did not have very good netcode. This netcode was amazing. You could get matches almost instantly. It had rollback. The gameplay itself was actually really deep. It was diverse. It was tons of fun. A lot of viable characters, but it had two main things going against it, right? One was the whole no X-Men, the Magneto function, don't worry about it. You know, I think that pissed a lot of people off, but it was also the graphics. Now, graphics don't matter to players like me. That's why I played this game so much. But if you look at some of the responses to the new Hunter oh shit, it's not Hunter x Hunter, it's Hunter x Hunter. The new Hunter x Hunter Net Impact gameplay, all the casuals are doing about this, right? Why does the disrespect continue? This has to be an alpha leak. This is fake, right? Not again. And MVCI got memed on so much. This is the before and after of Chun-Li's face in MVCI. And as you can see, it's absolutely terrible. And I'm sure that Hunter x Hunter will change up some of the graphics, but the graphics for MVCI were not that great. They were very lifeless. It wasn't colorful compared to UMBC3. And I think that threw a lot of people off. But it's not just the graphics. I know everyone's complaining about the graphics, but I have some other concerns about the game. So the last fighting game that 80 made was actually DNF Duel. And I love this game. I won a bunch of tournaments of Hitman. I made tons of content for this game. It's actually really enjoyable. And I was actually playing one of the most recent DLC characters, Monk, and they're super fun. Nah, generational talent. But no one plays the game, therefore I can't make content for it, and therefore I can't really compete in tournaments because there's not really tournaments of prize pools that exist. But as you can see, DNF Duel fell off super hard, and it had a way higher peak than MVCI. There was a lot of initial enthusiasm about DNF Duel, but I think it suffered for a few things. One, it wasn't really much casual appeal. You had training mode, you had some combo trials, you had the most bare bones arcade, and you could play online with rollback netcode, and that was pretty much it. And for 50 bucks, that's not a very good value. It also had some horrendous balancing, which I think, let's be real, Hunter x Hunter is going to have some terrible, it's probably worse balancing because it's a team game, and team games are notoriously way harder to balance because there's a lot of team synergies that you just can't quite explore. There's more characters, etc. And there's also, you know, we thought no DLC was coming, and it turns out like they waited a year to announce any updates or DLC. They balanced the game too late. There's so many issues with DNF Duel. This is a question I posed to YouTube or to anyone. How do you actually make this game successful? You can say something going for it, or at least we have a good excuse to this gameplay, which is the budget for this game is super low. Apparently it's under $1 million, which is insanely low for a fighting game. And it's probably part of the reason this, you know, the actual gameplay looks not that great. But in a sense, that's a saving grace because you don't need to sell a bunch of copies. Or kind of what I'm thinking is if you want a fighting game to be successful, you have to saturate it enough so that you can go online and actually find a match without Discord matchmaking. I think the way you actually save this game, I mean, you know, you could say make the graphics godlike, you know, make it look like DBZ. I don't think they have the budget for that. I don't think they're going to do that. But what I think they can do is make this game extremely cheap. Lean into the Kasuge, lean into this game looks like a a niche game that only fighting game enthusiasts are going to play. Especially with such a low budget for the game, you should be able to charge less and still make a good amount of money off the game. So I'm thinking like a $10, $15, $20 game, sell more copies, get the pool saturated of people, learn from the mistakes of MVCI and actually put the fan favorite characters in, which it looks like they are going to do. Learn from the mistakes of DNF Duel, communicate that this game is going to have DLC or at least like some type of pro tour. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but that you're going to support the game and show the interest right away instead of waiting a year to release the DLC and then no one buys the DLC because the interest is already dried out. So I think this game can be successful. I'm really rooting for it because I love Hunter x Hunter. I've watched the series twice. I'm a huge fan of these kind of fighting games. I think there's a whole void I'm missing. I think there's a team game size hole in the fighting game community right now, and I really want Hunter x Hunter to fill that, but it has to be successful first. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and take care, y'all. Peace.